Hey guys, like, comment, subscribe. Just doing a quick MLB video. Official news coming that Tyler Chatwood has signed with the Toronto Blue Jays. We obviously knew of this deal for a few days already, similar to the Kirby Yates deal. So just going to do a quick video looking at how the Tyler Chatwood and Yates signing kind of helps the Blue Jays bullpen moving forward. Obviously, we know both of these guys are known names in the MLB. And when you look at the Blue Jays bullpen, they don't have a lot of those. And that's obviously a key element for them, where they know offensively they have a great lineup 1 through 9, especially with the addition of George Springer and potentially Austin Martin coming up. It's just this pitching staff that obviously needs help. You can name a few starters there who are obviously potentially very good or have the potential to be, but overall, there's not a lot of standout guys there. So that really first goes in to bring a guy like Kirby Yates, who, yes, we know 2020, the guy hardly played in, and I believe it was the game he played in, he didn't look too great. But I mean, the year before 2019, he was a 40 plus save guy who only blew 3 saves. The Blue Jays aren't a team that regularly has a closer that hits the 35-40 mark. If I'm not mistaken, the all-time leader is Dwayne Ward with 45. So, I mean, Kirby Yates potentially could be a guy who puts up a number similar to that. The Blue Jays, again, rarely have closers, let alone efficient ones. So I think his ability to have a sub-2 ERA, not blow a lot of saves, and hopefully be the Blue Jays closer for the entire year is going to be very key for this team. I think this is potentially a very underrated signing, not just for the Blue Jays, but of the offseason, again, based off the fact that when you look at a team that absolutely needed something and they got exactly what they needed, Kirby Yates is that. So I would say that signing, I mean, A plus in that regard. This guy could hopefully replicate 2019, and it's going to look fantastic. In terms of Chatwood, he's not a guy who you're going to look at and again give an A plus signing to. Not that he's a bad player by any means, but again, he's just an average bullpen guy who, if you really need to, could start games for you as well. For the majority of his career, he has been a starter, but his last 2 years in the bullpen, he kind of seems like he's found more comfort there. In 2019, he did have, I believe, his lowest or second lowest ERA, one of his only years under 4, and that was playing 38 games out of the bullpen for the Chicago Cubs. Obviously, the last year wasn't as efficient coming out of the pen for the Cubs, but with that being said, last year, a lot of people, it's hard to judge people off their performance last year when, I mean, even guys like Cody Bellinger, didn't have the year that you would expect last year's MVP to have. Yes, the power was still there, but average-wise, guys like Christian Yelich, the list goes on and on. So I would focus more on 2019 looking at Chatwood, and if he could be a sub-4 ERA bullpen guy who is a long to mid reliever for them, who, if they really need to for any reason, starts a game due to COVID or whatever it may be. I mean, it's a good B level signing. It's an average signing for them. So overall, I would say these two additions do a lot for the Blue Jays, a lot more than a name like Tyler Chatwood you would think necessarily does for some teams. But I, again, think these are going to be two guys who are going to play a lot of games for the Jays out of the bullpen, and they're going to need them to have good years if the Jays do want to see success. But let me know what you guys think of the two signings. Give the video a like, hit the subscribe button, and we'll be back soon with some more content.